the nonary game, nonary, the nonary game, the nonary game.
Oh, I was. Hey, thank you, Craig. Thank you. That's a strong start. All right, let's get to it. I thought I had everything set. The I'm always having some type of issue with when I stream lately. Oh yeah, we're doing the puzzle. Medical mannequin with its gut showing. Ew. Gross. Hey Junpei. There's a slit in this thing's chest. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure is. There's something in here. Maybe we can get it out. Grunt. Damn it. Thinking thing won't budge. Oh yeah, so what I was explaining, because I guess I was muted that entire time. I thought it was there gonna be a full moon tonight, so I what's it called? I kind of made a thumbnail and something thinking the full moon was tonight, but it's next week. The only reason why I thought it was tonight, because last year there was a full moon on the 15th of April. I'm like, damn it. And halfway through setting everything, I was like, you know, fuck it, everything's set. I'm just gonna continue. But it's cool. It is cool. You know, I need to use this Live2D model more often. Nice vtuber so far. Oh yeah, thank you. Done by Helix Rain. You did an amazing job with this. Well, I guess you can't use force on this one, then. We need something small that can fit into the little hole. That's a lot of surgery stuff. His next full moon is in 8 days. Yeah. Google is my friend, but sometimes it's a harsh mistress. Like, you get the information you want, but you gotta fact check this sometimes. Plus, it's on a Tuesday. I don't stream on Tuesdays anyway. Oh, curious. We'll get more cyber lore. The mech makes me intrigued. Oh yeah, no. I'm still working on a lot of stuff. I'm honestly workshopping a lot of things, like the whole cyberspace concept too is a new thing I added. What's it called? Trust me, once I get everything finalized, everything's gonna make so much sense. Or not. There are some scalpels, a few pairs of forceps, and a couple syringes. All of it's too rusty to be useful, though. Hey, there's a scalpel there. That looks new. Expecting like writing on every item. Scalpel, but that's not rusty. Seems like it was put there for a reason, huh? You think it's telling us to cut something? Yeah, I do. Alright, let's explore. Whoa! Jet Mike, thank you for the sub. Or thank you for re-upping your sub. Yep, your sub. Welcome in, dude. Hope you're having a good night. This other stuff looks useful. Yeah, it's all pretty rusty. Hey, I wonder what that thing is. It says kg on the display. You think maybe it's a scale? Huh. There's some sort of lid on this thing. Also, Craig, I hope you feel better soon. Why don't you try opening it? Can't. There's no handle. I can't get under it with my nails. I can't get it with my nails either. Is there something that looks like it could be a scale next to the operating table? Like a lid on the front of it. They use these for surgery, right? Let's see, syringes, cups, a plate. There is a sort of scissor-ish-y thing. Kosher forceps. Feeling a bit better today. Still got a headache. Oof. Yeah. Those allergies can really fuck you up. Ugh. Little scissors. They kind of look funky. No, they're probably a pair of kosher forceps. Surgeons use them during operations. They can hold open vessels shut and keep tissues out of the way. Allergies got hands. That they do. That they do. Oh my god. Like, freaking... I never used to have allergies until like my mid-20s when I started like going on long runs and walks. And all of a sudden I just stopped being able to breathe outside. Fucking sucks. Bunch of surgical tools. Let's see. Anything else useful? Oh, we can't give each other enemas with that? Alright. There's some kind of device attached to the bed. It says, they say your allergies hit you in your late 20s. Oh, so that makes sense. I thought Mother Nature just decided to pull hands on me because I keep talking junk about my mom. That's terrible. I'm just making an enema joke. I only know that because of a robot chicken skit I saw today while I was on my break at work. Is this a scale? This bed doesn't look very comfortable. Another medical mannequin? From the look of it, really, I've had pollen allergies since I was a kid, and not really anyone else in my family either. I mean, everybody's different, man. Like, you know, everyone can take to things differently. She has a name, too. Like, apparently there's only 2 people in my family with schizophrenia. There's me and my uncle. And it's surprising. Lucy. Poor thing. Looks like Miss Lucy only has a head and a left arm. Maybe we're supposed to gather all her parts. Wait, check that. What's this thing do? It got these short iron legs. Maybe it's a heater. There's nothing inside it. Making sure I check everything before I do the big chest. Yeah, I think like the allergies like hit you harder the older you get, basically. Very true, and then some have no or unknown allergies to this day. I have no idea what I'm allergic to. You ever get scared to try new foods at a restaurant because you're not sure if you're allergic to it or not? That's me sometimes. But lately I've been trying new foods. This is the chest. It's a woman's chest. The heart is gone, but it's pretty hot. The fuck? Junpei? What the hell? Kind of a thing that turns you on. Oh, 7. You're a real creepo. Alright, 7's a bit odd. Yeah, I know. Hey, yo, what? Let's see. Nothing here. Nothing. Oh, here you go. Bottles on the shelves. They all look like medicine. They've got labels, but they're all big medical words that I don't understand. Maybe you're just supposed to heat something like the gauze to kill the bacteria. This boiling thing over there. There's nothing on the lid or in the drawers. Okay, so I guess I'm not supposed to sterilize the tools. The drawer is empty. Yeah, nothing there. It's locked. Is that some nut? Sometimes I don't eat because I don't know what if I'm allergic and explode. That's actually kind of scary too. What's it called? I used to be allergic to shrimp as a kid, but as an adult I can eat shrimp no problem. I don't know if that's one of those things I built up an immunity over the years. Probably find the key if we just look somewhere. Look somewhere else. Alright. Keep looking. Looks like it's locked. Guess we're gonna need a key for this one. Alright. Hopefully it's not translating how fidgety I get when I play games like this. Where are you going? That's the door we came through. The only thing out there is the numbered door. Pretty sure I don't need to tell you that the number. I cry if I'm allergic to peanut. I cried if I'm allergic to peanut butter. Oh my god, that would suck. But I know I'm not. Oh my! Imagine not being able to enjoy Snickers. Oh, actually, I kind of stopped eating candy bars because I've been on this health kick. The doll over here looks like a woman. I mean, you mean Lucy. Yeah. Hey, this thing says something too. It says John. This Lucy over here has only got a head and a left arm. Looks like John still got his parts though. What the hell's going on here? Can I examine this thing? I cannot. Okay. Never aiming for the same diet idea as I started last July. Well, I mean, it's really, you know, the hardest part of this whole diet thing I'm on is cutting soda. That's the hardest part for me still. I agree. Sip root beer while watching. Sips root beer while watching. Alright. Nothing. Nope. Oh, a tab is item. How am I supposed to do this? I made myself dislike fructose, made it easier to cut soda and other stuff. Good on you, Jet. Good on you. Find all her body parts, but where is everything at? I think I still need to search. Check there. Oh! How did I miss that? Oh! Nope. Organ is Oregon. Really clever, I expected more from you. Oh, like you could do better. Big organ. The chest of the medical mannequin part of the one or the organ is you pull it out the lung and right there's still more stuff in there. You're kind of slow, aren't you? You say something? Cyber on the Oregon Trail. That's actually a game. I kind of wanted to play that. An operating table. Do you think the old operating tables look like this? I have no idea. I think I'm using up all the dialogue options I can. Wait, do I maybe can I cut open the? Is there a key? Is there possibly a key inside this? That's what I'm thinking. Oh, oh, I'm smart. Organ key. All right. Dropping out of high school wasn't a mistake. I'm being a little oddly too real, aren't I? Let's see if, piece of paper. Base brain power. By the way, what's it called? Even though I dropped out of high school, I still got my GED, so you know. I'm still educated. What's this? Is this some kind of medical record? New material has been added to the file screen. Oh wait, I was supposed to set this back to the frickin' text box. It's fine, next cutscene. I gotta reset that. You're smart enough to have more than a GED. Oh yeah, no, like, there's a story behind that. I'll save it for another day. But I do like to joke about that. A lot. Medical record. A medical record found in the preparation room. It has records for 2 mannequins. There's a male mannequin named John and a female mannequin named Lucy. The record shows each mannequin total weight and the weight of their individual parts. Okay. There are four different lights, each different color, white, red, blue, and purple. Does this thing react to something and then the lights light up? Oh, I remember doing this for a science class, actually. It's okay, you're doing the puzzle parts, so there is no novel mode for those. True. It's just a little bit easier on the eyes for the novel stuff. It won't open. It looks like it's locked. There's a red plate on it. Do you think that means something? Damn. It's not opening. Locked, of course. Blue plate on here seems a little suspicious. Damn. It's not opening. Okay, I love that each of them try to a door handle. That's kind of cute. It won't even budge. This when the story starts up, you'll see the right top corner says what mode it's on. Okay. Thank you, Craig. I just forgot that I'm nodding and you can't... Oh wait, no, I have Live2D on. You can see when I nod. It's got this purple plate on it. Ooh. Oh, I can't... That's the plates? Alright. It's a sink. The doctors and nurses probably washed their hands here before an operation. Nothing suspicious here. Doesn't look... A sink doesn't look suspicious. Otters. It's locked. It won't even budge. Do you think this is the exit? What do you think? The light switch? Doesn't seem to be working. Alright, so there's another door. Hooks. You can hang your coat here. There's a bunch of hooks. Chemicals. So this is probably where we get the liquids to change to put through the light. Hey Junpei, you think there are any slugs on this ship? Either she's thinking... Here's my question. Is she thinking about shotgun shell slugs, or is she thinking about, like, actual slugs? Huh? Well, if there are, I was thinking we could put salt on... Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Clover's a sociopath. That's not good. Killing animals for fun is not good. What she's pointing at? The label states NACI. Oh, Craig, your nod always cracks me up. Oh, no, same. It's like one of my favorite emotes. That's one of my favorite emotes done by Don so far. Salt, huh? Do you think 7 will shrivel up if we put it on him? Hey, you see something? I don't think 7's salty. There's a bottle of iron powder on the shelf. How do you know it's iron? The label says Fe. Fe? Oh, by the way, Cyber, remember the website for like help on the puzzles if you want? Let me know. Oh yeah, no. I asked Don for it and I bookmarked it. I even have the tab open. I have the tab open ready just in case I need it. So if I get stuck, I have you know what I mean? I'm gonna give the puzzle like a proper 10 to 15 minutes on my own. If I get stuck, I will I'll tab out and go straight to the guide. You know, I'm trying to keep the flow of the game going. Label says, I'm guessing Clover is a science nerd. FE is for Fire Emblem. Is that why I'm so salty at that series? Wait, no. FE stands for iron. No, iron. That was, oh my god, chemicals. Hey Jason, welcome in, dude. Hope you're having a good night. Something stinks. It's coming from this bottle. It says No More Heroes 3. Well, that's of course. Well, that of course stinks. Trust me, I don't blame you. For some puzzles are a struggle. I mean, I solved some of them on my own. Okay, that's not true. Jason held my hand. Last puzzle. Appreciate you, boo. No, I'm kidding. Well, of course stinks. It's ammonia. Oof, ammonia. Crazy chemical. Is the NH3 on the label? Oh, we're not making another bomb. Hey, Junpei. Hey, Junpei. That's the hydrogen monoxide on the shelf. Why don't you just say water? These guys are flexing it. These guys are flexing. What is this? It looks like a can of spray nozzle. The CO2. And so carbon dioxide. There's a note on top of the table. Iron 1. Hold on. Taking notes. I'm taking notes. Iron equals 1. Salt equals 2. Honestly, I feel a little more confident writing everything down too. Water 3. Carbon dioxide. I'm assuming carbon dioxide is 4, but This is supposed to be my sketchbook, and I'm just like I'm just taking notes in it. I mean, at least I'm using my sketchbook for something. Dioxide equals question mark. I'm gonna assume that's 4. Question mark. We'll put a number 4 next to just to be sick, just to be stupid. And ammonia. Oof. You know, one time I accidentally made mustard gas in my toilet, trying to clean up. When I was my mom was telling me, "Oh, you need to clean the whole apartment," so I ended up doing that, and I ended up putting bleach, and then I ended up like dumping ammonia into the toilet. Not like what's it called? Not understanding that the bleach needed time to settle or like completely dilute. When I was cleaning up, after I finished mopping up the kitchen, then I poured it down the toilet, and then I passed out. That shit fucking drops you. Ammonia equals question mark. I'm gonna put possible 5 under that. Put little brackets on this so I don't confuse myself. And ethanol. Honestly, science is like one of my favorite subjects. I learned so much from stuff from science as a kid. Also, it helps that I had a really cool science teacher. Okay. What do you think this is a hint for? Maybe it's got something to do with this box. Box is locked. Looks like you have to enter a passcode on the keypad. Open it. I'm always down for cool science teachers. Oh yeah, oh yeah. E is enter for C. E is for enter, C is for clear. Okay, once you input the numbers, press E. You mess up, press C. Let's give it a shot. Do I have everything? Wait, what does the note say? Okay. Iron is 1, 2, 3. Is it really gonna be 4, 5, 6 kind of situation? Or is it a digital root thing? Carbon dioxide, CO2. CO2. Write that down next to carbon dioxide. And nitrogen, NH3. So in other words, ammonia is made of 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms. NH3 for ammonia. H3. Okay. Bottle of iron on the shelf, it says Fe. Iron is Fe. What the hell does Fe stand for? What is that on the periodic table? I'm guessing this is using something involving the periodic table. That'd be my guess, right? One nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen. Oh my god. Iron Furious is Fe. Ammonia is composed of 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms. I'm guessing those numbers are important, 1 and 3. Brackets. 1 and 3. Oh, blue liquid. Red liquid. Thing won't open. It's locked. You probably need to put in the passcode. I mean, geez, they even got a keypad on there. How much more obvious can you get? I can only enter 3 numbers. Okay, E is for C. Only 3 numbers, but they give me 3 answers. I mean, 3 hints. Iron 1, salt 2, water 3. We'll come back to this room. I legitimately think I'm overthinking this. What the hell? It turned red. Forget about that. Didn't you hear that just now? Water was 3, right? Water was 3, yes. God, that water just makes me have to piss. Okay. He was looking for the atomic number. Possibly. I'll check out the periodic table in a second. All right, we're getting shit done. Did you just say piss? Yes. The noise, man. Blue liquid. You know, don't you ever just gotta...
Oh no.
Let one out? No, just trained a lizard on stream? No. It's blue now. I think I heard another noise.
Oh no.
I'm gonna assume the last liquid is in that room. So let's drop off the mannequin parts. I guess I can't. I guess they won't let me drop off the parts until everything's done. Wait, I'm still holding the liquids? All right. Let's proceed. Once you input the number, press E. If you mess up, press C. All right. Iron 1. Yeah, it couldn't be that easy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Salt. Carbon dioxide, ammonia, ethanol. Well, if you look at the first line, maybe represents a number. Yeah. Iron 1. Carbon dioxide is... We're going to assume carbon dioxide is 4, which is CO2. Is it 1 plus 2, maybe? We'll try 1 plus 2, which is 3. So we'll assume 3 is the first number. Oh, thank you for the lurk, Maniac. Enjoy your rest. I'm gonna assume 3. Okay, and salt is 2, and then across from that is ammonia. And ammonia is 1, 3 is 1. Okay, so we'll add that together. 5, 6, 7. Alright, so we're gonna assume that's number 7. And the third combination is ethanol, which we don't have a thing for. I'm assuming it's number 6. So we'll try 376. Hopefully I'm not too far behind on this on my mathing. Yes, I know to input a thing. 3, 7, 6. Damn it. I wonder if the numbers goes after carbon dioxide, ammonia, and ethanol. Give me another hint. I wonder what. It must mean hot for orphans. H20 must be made of 2 hot orphans. The fuck is wrong with this dude? 7? Is your head okay? Bottle of ammonia on the shelf. Ammonia is composed of 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen atoms. Molecule of only 1 atom. Too hot what? Yeah, he said it, not me. Alright, I'm gonna pull up the periodic table. Maybe that's the answer, it's the periodic. I'm gonna try to, this is my last Cyber's big brain attempt, and then I'm gonna go for the guide. We'll go for the periodic table then. Periodic table of elements. No, I don't want to buy I don't want to buy a periodic table. Oh my god, Google, stop selling me shit. Alright, so what's the periodic table for ammonia? Or the element base for ammonia? Or the atomic number? Oh, this is not an easy table to read. My phone's being funky. Alright, I guess I'm gonna get a move on. I think I had it though. Alright. Three, 4, 9. I was right about the 3. Alright. What did I get wrong though? Why was I getting so confused? You can look at the bottles in the medicine cabinet to find the letters that represent. Alright, other fake arm. Fake heart, okay. So it's not the oh, wait, hold on, I have an idea. Oof. Had to big brain that one there, I'm sorry. But hey, that's like these puzzles are hard and I attempted.
Should go back?
Oh wait, no, I saved it last time, okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
Clover nodded and left. Junpei was about to follow her when he realized that 7 wasn't following suit.
Hey, 7, what's up?
Oh, well.
He looked at Junpei distractedly and then back down at the brown bottle he held cupped in his large hands.
Is that a medicine bottle?
I got curious about it. Here.
In response, 7 tossed the bottle gently to Junpei. He caught and twisted it around to read the label.
Ethylene diamine tartrate?
Yeah, that's right. CDT.
What kind of medicine is that?
It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent.
Why would they have something like that here?
Well, probably to clean stuff up.
Clean what up?
Fuck if I know. Still, it looks like it's cleaned my brain up.
Junpei looked up from the bottle.
You remember something?
Yeah.
7 nodded slowly and spoke.
Well, I remember a story about EDT. Happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory somewhere in America making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as an industrial strength cleaner, like I told you before. But a year after the factory started up, something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to the EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystals, called a hydrate.
Ooh.
Once the crystals turn into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory had to just dump the crystals. As a hydrate, they were useless. But it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere, even ones nowhere near that first American factory. They'd been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and environment. But now, all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere has been able to make a pure EDT crystal. Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened at the first factory, it just spread. It was like...
This song goes so
How
hard.
do you say it?
Oh, it's digital music?
Like the molecules were communicating with one another, transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive. This phenomena spread throughout the world, right?
Junpei looked up at Seven with half a smirk. Seven stared at him, dumbfounded.
Yeah, that's it exactly. But how did you know?
I heard another story, kind of like that one.
When?
In the freezer?
What? The freezer?
Yeah, June told me.
Junpei told Seven the story he heard from June in the freezer in the kitchen. How one day glycerin began to crystallize, and the story of the ice that wouldn't melt at room temperature. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed the scar on his chin.
Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh?
That sounds familiar?
Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can remember something. It's right there.
Seven squinted. His eyes stared off into space as if he were trying desperately to focus on something far away.
Do you know about Ice 9?
Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice.
Baby! Sorry, that joke just writes itself. Suddenly Seven's eyes shot open.
That's it. I remember now. That woman, she's on this boat.
That woman?
Alice!
Who's Alice?
Come on, the woman who won't melt at room temperature.
Huh?
It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath.
You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Holy shit, it's April 15th! I did not plan this, holy shit.
Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history.
Happy Titanic sinking day, everybody.
What about it?
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS McKay Bennett. The McKay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident.
Funny enough, that's the next 999 session on the 17th. Oh my god, I swear to god, I did not plan this. I have perfect timing.
It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies. The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff.
Delicious.
Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
This isn't a very nice story. So, what happened next?
Well, they say the McKay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things the drowned had carried with them, or stuff that dislodged as the ship sank. One of the things they found was a coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin.
It was Dio
All
Brando.
wood, no nails, no reinforcements, no gaps in the wood anywhere. The thing was airtight. The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside it and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and hammer it open. It was so unmade. Inside, they found a woman. Or, I guess you should say, they found the dead body of a woman.
Uh-huh.
Her hair was thick and black, and her skin rich brown with no blemishes or signs of decomposition.
Is that Cleopatra's corpse? Is that what's going on here?
Gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping. Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. And she didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the McKay Bennett finished searching and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to thaw. They say that the stink was horrible.
I mean, yeah, decomposing corpses are... That's a nasty-ass smell.
There was one body that didn't thaw. And that was...
The woman!
The girl in the coffin.
That's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually. But weeks passed and nothing happened. And a month passed, and another. It was summer, and she was still frozen solid.
You know what? Fuck getting cremated. I want my body prepped like that when I'm dead.
After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle. Rumors about her started to spread. People came to visit Halifax from all over. After a while, people started to call her All Ice. Alice. Of course, those rumors didn't last long.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared. One day Alice was there, the next day she wasn't. They say someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then, but that's about it.
Wait, you just said that she was on this boat.
Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on this ship.
Now why the hell would you say something like that?
Because I know.
And just what is it you know?
I'm legitimately curious how the hell does Seven
What
know?
happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Junpei gulped.
Right? Tell me, what happened to Alice?
Seven nodded slowly and took on the look of a man killing something long buried.
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a special black market in New York. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordain. You've heard that name before, right?
Lord Gordain. Oh, isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic's sister ship?
Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912. 4 years later, in 1916, he bought the Gigantic. And he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic. But nobody knows where. He died in 1931, and apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However,
What?
well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic."
What the hell is that? Is it some kind of riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Isn't the navel like the belly button of the ship? Seven threw his hands up in the
That's it.
feet.
Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, as Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room.
Hey, what are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here.
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez.
Seven looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
With a cryptic remark, he turned and left the room.
Alice. Huh.
Junpei was left behind to ponder what he just heard. He tried to remember what June had told him earlier.
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen.
It's crazy how all this stuff is tying together.
That from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic. Even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Then was that Egyptian priestess Alice? Did the water in her body become Ice 9? No, that's nuts. There's no way somebody like that could exist.
Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed Seven to the operating room where Clover was. Found the beaker. I can't use this heart? Get a purple? Wait, can I mix? Actually, wait, what am I talking about? Duh, I can mix the colors. What? Alright. Let's start combining pieces, I guess. Do I need a waste piece? Let me save. No. Blue and red liquid. Blue and red should make purple. Why can't I mix the liquids? Oh, it said nothing left. I thought you said something. Okay, how about this? Oh my god. Blue? There we are. Okay. I get it. You combine the red liquid with blue liquid to make the purple one. I know my colors! Not bad for a colorblind guy. Good job, Sunpei. The purple light came on and I heard it unlock. I'm sure it's unlocked. The locker with the purple plate has gotta be unlocked. Alright, let's see what happened. Fake stomach, alright. No, that's not a nose. It's a stomach. Oh, a stomach. Why did I still have the liquid though? Alright. Nope. Purple's okay. It's not my favorite color. I'm gonna assume I have to combine everything. Alright, the chest bone connected to the waist bone? Also a big fan of blue. Oh yeah, no, blue's a nice color. It's a very much appealing to me. Okay, so we've collected the 6 parts of the medical mannequin. So the one we've got to must be for Lucy, right? Yeah. Seems like it. Well, I say we give Lucy her parts back. Any objections? Nope. Agreed. Alright, let's get started. Combine! Oh, she did it automatically. Bedroom at my last house was 3 shades of blue, walls, ceilings, and carpet. You know, I kind of like a nice, I like everything like all white as the walls, just because it's just easier to like, put stuff up and things kind of pop out better that way. That makes sense? Hey, nothing happened. That's odd. Maybe it's the wrong weight. Yeah, well, you know how there's a scale on the side? Maybe. We need to get the scale. To a specific number. How are you gonna do that? I think we're supposed to swap her body parts with John's. Oh, let's give it a shot. Operating instructions. The screen will display 2 medical mannequins. You can switch your body parts by selecting the part you want to switch out. Holy shit, I got that right just by flipping things around. Hey Junpei, I just heard something. It came from John's operating table. We better check it out. Huh? There's a lid on the scale. Hey, a key! Oh, I get it. It must have opened because we matched John's weights to what's on the chart. What symbol is this? That's not the Hermes. There's a mark engraved on this key. I think it's the Jupiter symbol. Alright, we can open that door now. Dumb luck perceives once again.
Hey, hold on.
Junpei stopped about to put the key into the doorknob.
What's up?
Where's Clover?
Huh?
Junpei turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
God damn it. Where the hell did she go? Okay, just hold on a minute. I'll go get her.
Sure thing.
Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the operating room. Oh, they're gonna have a moment? He found her standing next to the operating table. She was staring at the mannequin.
Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here.
Didn't respond. If she hadn't been standing up and breathing, Junpei might have thought she was dead.
What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John?
It wasn't the best joke, but it was something as an attempt to lighten the mood. Ah, Junpei's a big brother. It has big brother energy. I love that about him. Clover didn't laugh. She stood stock still and said nothing.
Hey, Clover, can you hear me?
Perhaps it was something he said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly her mouth opened and she whispered in a dry, dead voice.
My brother might be dead.
Huh?
That's why we couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next.
Suddenly the operating room felt very, very cold.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
He gave her a small shake, but she still didn't respond. The silence grew heavier and heavier. Hey, Yagi! Woo! To you too, man! Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're having a good night. The silence grew heavier. Junpei, what do you want to do? Told Clover they needed to leave. You know what, maybe this will help. Hope your night's going good, dude? He didn't know why, but suddenly Junpei remembered something he'd been given earlier.
It's in my pocket somewhere. Here it is.
He reached into his pocket and dug it out.
A 4-leaf clover.
Santa had given him in the second classroom. He held it out to Clover.
Hey, did you know? Each leaf means something. Hope, faith, love, and luck. That's what a 4-leaf clover stands for. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm.
He pressured the 4-leaf clover into her hand.
Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck.
Aw.
Snake, I mean, your brother, he's not dead. He's alive, somewhere. I'm sure of it. You've just gotta believe in that.
Clover stared at the 4-leaf clover in her hand. He could see tears start to form at the corner of her eyes.
Thank you.
Aw. Her voice was tiny and broken as she spoke. She said, "Wait, that's the fear face, not the crying face." Ugh, my god. I have to remember these hotkeys properly. That's crazy. I'm switching from one thing to another thing. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but it did little good. She wiped away the tears with the baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how she tried, she couldn't stop crying. Her tears made small wet circles on the floor.
Thank you.
Said it again. Then she looked up at Junpei, seemed to choke down the last of her grief. She did her best to smile. Oh. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave her the best smile he could manage.
Oh, come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit.
But still, she didn't move.
Wait, before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you.
What's that?
What do you think when you hear the word experiment?
I think, for a moment, his mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him, aside from the dictionary definition. Oof, this is getting, gonna get into some trauma territory, isn't it?
What?
Oh. I guess it was just a coincidence, then. I mean, that you knew about the four-leaf clover.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a jerk, but you are making less than no sense right now.
You're also wasting time! We're gonna die!
Oh, no. It's nothing. Just forget about it.
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this? What is this experiment you were talking about?
Clover looked away. The four-leaf clover was still in her hand. She stared at it for a long moment and then finally spoke.
You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart.
Hope to die. Stick a needle in my eye.
Really?
Really?
I can trust you, right?
Of course you can.
Clover slipped the four-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei.
Okay then, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on this ship 9 years ago.
Wait. On this ship?
Wait, she was on the ship?
Yeah, this ship.
He was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best he thought save them until Clover had finished.
It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing. Communicating through these fields that you can't see.
ESP?
Fields that you can't see?
You heard something like this before. Is it Operation Mikkolo?
Like, think about this.
She pointed at the operating table. On the top of it was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts have been swapped with another mannequin.
This is John, right?
Uh-huh. I'm back. Congrats, you escaped. Did I? Like, we're still solving it.
But
Welcome back,
is
Craig.
it really John?
Huh?
All Junpei could think was she finally completely lost
Is
it.
this like Locke's socks?
Wait, what's Lock Socks?
Or the ship of Theseus?
Junpei grew even more confused. He never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart.
You don't know? You haven't heard of those paradoxes?
Oh my god, you never heard of those paradoxes?
No?
Junpei shook his head.
Really?
Clover laughed.
Okay, well pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks.
Uh-huh.
One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei?
Oh my god, bestie, you never heard? Alright, I'm about to divulge some knowledge on you. Throw it away, yeah.
Well, I'd pitch it, I guess.
But it's your favorite pair of socks.
Come on, who loves their socks that much?
It doesn't matter. Just suppose you do love them that much.
Well, I guess then I'd patch it.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch, I suppose.
What if another hole opened after that?
Then I throw them away!
Another patch, I guess?
Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches. Until eventually, the original cloth of the sock is totally gone.
Is this like Abraham's axe question?
Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
Well, that's tough.
Junpei crosses his arms, so...
That's the lock socks thing?
Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. The ship of Theseus. If you keep fixing the damaged parts of a ship, eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say that ship is the same one you started with?
I mean, if it's still doing the same thing it's meant to do, it's still the same thing.
And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Theseus? The one you repaired, or the one you built with all the original parts?
It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued.
Hey, do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
These guys. Is this John, or is it Lucy now?
Junpei looked at the operating table again. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Clover had been right, it was just like Locke said, Locke's socks and the ship of Theseus. The part of the body that held a person's identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom had held that a man's identity rested in his heart, or any number of internal organs. And here they had both.
John's head and heart are both his. But apart from those, and a single arm, the rest of his body was once Lucy's.
Was that mannequin really John?
We're just like these mannequins.
He looked at Junpei again.
Think about it. The cells in our body change every day. Old ones die and new ones are born. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once. Or maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right?
This is getting philosophical.
That's how we're all connected. Through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
Looks at robotic claw. So am I still cyber even though even though my arm comes off, but it can still grow back at any point? The silence was broken by Seven.
Hey, what the hell has taken you two so long?
Seven's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy.
How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around.
Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was no more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of Seven. Seven seemed to catch on.
Oh? What were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting?
Yeah, we're voting to kill you off the island.
No, it wasn't. We were just...
Yeah, where's my new brain cells? Well, according to her, you just need to eat you gotta eat something and then tomorrow you'll wake up with some new ones.
Just...
Or if not every cell in your body changes.
Playing. With the mannequins.
Huh?
Let's go, Junpei.
Did I sign up for a secret pact with Clover and not realize it? Moving a bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed towards the exit. Seven started after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression.
Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei.
You're a dick.
Well, he has one, so he can be one. Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path out the door. With a short laugh, Seven followed. Ah, you just got the bad ending, sorry. Wait, I did? They stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key.
Alright, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking, just do it, alright?
Fine then.
He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. He felt it unlock. Yep, should have done that. I feel like you're fucking with me. It's Jover. The door with a soft mechanical creak. Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. Yeah, you got the ending where Seven and Junpei make out. Alright, love wins! See, people with scars can get love. When's my turn? No, I'm joking. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door. That was it.
All right, let's get going.
Hey, man, what's up with you? You're so serious, you know? Can't you sound more happy, you know, get a little excited?
Not really.
The smug face makes me think you guys are fucking with me. Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple white hallway. So, did I miss the pee-pee poo-poo ending?
My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next.
Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead. She was likely to follow him.
Like hell I can. Not after hearing something like that.
Whoa! They left the operating room. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked. I hope Snake's not dead. I want to learn more about him.
There too, huh? Every door in this place is locked up tight.
How about that one?
The final door was hidden in a corner of the hall. Craig summoning the clairvoyance powers.
May as well give it a try.
Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made to push it, a voice stopped them. The voice came from behind him, belonging to neither Seven nor Clover.
Jumpy!
Huh?
He spun around. He saw someone running toward. I swear to God, if it turns out that Snake fucking tripped and drowned, that's gonna be a fucking sad. That's gonna be a sad end for him. He'll be alive once I'm through with him. There were 3 people coming toward Junpei and his companions.
June? And Santa. And Lotus too.
They pulled up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard.
Whoa! What the hell is this?
What are you doing here?
What do you mean? We solved the fucking puzzle.
What? But we didn't...
Before you could finish, Clover
Hey
spoke.
guys, could you come take a look at this?
He was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Look on the wall here.
There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway.
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Door 7. And... Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
What did Snake do to you, Jason? Yeah, what did Snake do to you?
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
Or do you just not like the blind? Are you an ableist? No, I'm kidding.
We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9.
I'm kidding, Jason, by the way.
That's how the nonary game works.
I see.
Junpei looked at the map of the interior again.
Wait a sec. Hey, could this lead to...
Looking closer, he was surprised excitement gave away to weariness.
Oh,
You've got to be kidding me.
One by one, the others saw what he'd seen.
We may as well go.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we're going back for Ace? They moved as one for the door.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
Yeah, I would take the map with me. He pulled the map off the ship's interior, off the wall. Put it in his pocket and followed the others. And Junpei must have some deep pockets. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. You know what he did. He's blind! He can't see what he's doing! He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Slowly, all 5 nodded their silent assessment. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just for the map. Said they would be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Back.
Pretty sure the map looped back.
In the hospital room.
Oh, so yeah, that's why that door didn't have a freaking number on it.
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying. The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8.
Just because he's blind doesn't mean he doesn't know. Hashtag canceled. Oh no, I'm getting canceled.
You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory. And then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked doors.
He looked like anyone might after only just waking up, but it seems that his brain was working as well as ever. He had managed to grasp and summarize and understand each team's report.
At any rate, I feel a bit silly for my little show of altruism. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace, you dick. Ace shook his head with a refuel smile. Alright.
Well, we saw each other again and we ain't dead, so I say that's good enough.
7 smiled.
Anyway, I say we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need.
The key?
Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Right, Junpei?
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
The solar system keys. Actually, we found one in the laboratory too. Here.
Oh, thank you for the head pats, Yagi. Nice and slimy. Because I'm Spanish, I need slime pats.
I might lose it. It's probably better if you hold on to it. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost.
Yeah. On it.
That is a well-written woman, avoiding responsibility. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. See, now that can get me cancelled. And with that, she pressed it into Junpei's hand. He felt slightly less than honored.
Now we have 3 keys.
Yeah, I know that joke was very untasteful, but I made it. I had to stick with it.
Jupiter key that we found in the operating room. The Saturn key card we found in the kitchen. And the Earth key Lotus just gave me.
Junpei tucked the new keys into his locket, his pocket. Yeah, I'm starting to think I have dyslexia.
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that
Ow.
long straight hallway, right?
Yeah.
I deserve that.
If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Then, next to the stairs...
Wait!
They were the first words anyone had heard out of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested that they weren't going to be very happy.
What about door 3?
Look, you saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. It just lead us back to the big hospital room. There's no point to seeing what's on the other side of that door.
There is a point. At least there is for me.
There were tears in her eyes, but she glared at 7 as hard as she could. Craig is 0. Hey, Kaz, welcome in, welcome in. She looked very much like a frightened puppy. There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes. 7 looked everywhere in the room except at Clover and muttered coughed apologies under his breath. Congrats on your due date, by the way, Kaz.
Yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. Snake might be on the other side of door 3.
Clover nodded once. The next person to speak was Ace.
Very well. I'll be coming with you then. I've had a nice long rest. I think it's time I was up and about again. So 7, you'll help me, won't you?
Huh?
Junpei did the calculations quickly in his head. 4 plus 1 plus 7 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Looks like 7... it looked like 7 was doing them too. At last he gave up.
Damn. Well, I guess that's how it's gotta be. So I'm going with you, huh?
Yes, you are.
Alright, let's get moving.
Thank you. Yeah, when I was clipping the Bokaru stream, I think you mentioned it in Craig's chat, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And so it was decided that Clover, Ace, and 7 would discover what lay beyond door 3. Ah, so we're not going to see this.
Be careful.
Whoa. Didn't think I'd be hearing that from you, Lotus.
Don't let it go to your head. I'd be in trouble if the three of you bothered.
That's crazy.
The rest of us can't open the 9 door.
Ah, the truth comes out.
7 nodded as if this answer made much more sense and pulled the lever on the red. Lotus and 7.
Okay, we're off.
Wait, Craig, do you ship them? Lotus and 7? After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily.
Alright, we should get moving too.
Huh?
Get moving.
Where are we going?
Everyone except Lotus seemed rather confused.
Well, it would be a waste of time to just sit around, wouldn't it? Let me explain.
So much ellipses.
Oh, I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key.
Yes. If we're lucky, we might find Snake.
I wonder if Snake is it's just a play piece. Like he's just stuck here because he's
There's
blind.
the Jupiter symbol on the keyhole.
Alright, Junpei, open it if you please.
It'd be a dick move to kill
On
him
it.
off because he's blind. Also, Dicker moved to use him as plot significance. He twisted. With a nice sharp click, he felt the door unlock. Junpei sucked in a breath, held it, and opened the door as quietly as he could. Maybe a little what? Inside what exactly what he expected to see from... Wait, who went through the door again? 7, Ace, and Clover. They were in a tremendous hall, almost like a ballroom. So right now the party is Santa, Lotus, June, and Junpei.
Great, back to the beginning. You sure this is a good idea?
What do you mean?
Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking you if there's any reason we came back here.
Of course there's a reason. Possibly could find Santa. Snake.
Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're smart or just lucky.
Huh?
This.
He pulled 2 things out of his pocket.
The Saturn key card.
Could find Sans.
And the Earth key? I'm lost.
Santa cocked his head to one side like an inquisitive bird and looked at them. You know, when I do that, I feel like my neck, I feel like people can hear my neck crack when I do that neck turn thing. Like, oof, felt that one. Oof.
Don't you remember, Santa? On C deck, where we are now, there was a big elevator behind the stairs, remember? And next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the Saturn symbol on it.
What? Oh, the neck crack? There's a dark story about how I can do that, and I cannot say it on stream. But if some of you guys are curious, I'll talk about it in DMs.
And on A deck, on the door to the left, there was a keyhole with the Earth symbol on it, I think.
I won a lot of fights just by cracking my neck before one starts. You know what I mean? That intimidation is like my best method for fighting.
Should let us use the elevator and the door on A deck. Huh.
Yes, that's right.
June smiled, pleased with herself. So did Santa.
All right, I got it. Let's get started then. What do you say we split into 2 teams? Lotus and I will search the Earth one, so you 2 can search Saturn, all right?
Sounds good. Then you guys should take this key.
Junpei handed the Earth key to Santa. They decided that their initial search should be
We
brief.
have no idea what's on the other side of these. So don't go too far. Just search for 10 minutes and come back.
Plan decided the 2 teams split it up. Junpei and June headed for the elevators.
There's a card reader next to the left elevator.
Then let's try out the Saturn key card.
Oh, thank God Junpei's smart enough to hold on to everything.
Great. It looks like it's working now.
All right. Now, how do I call the elevator?
There's a single button to the right of the elevator.
Oh, it only has the upside down triangle on it.
Upside down triangle.
I guess there's no up button. Well, we may as well try pushing this one.
The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of the motor of the elevator's car move down. That's
It opened! Look, Jumpy!
Jun's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tinge of anxiety.
Sweet! It opened! Let's get going.
He grinned at Jun and stepped toward the open door. It opened up. Wait, no, I read that already. Sweet, it opened. Yeah. He grinned at Jun and stepped toward the open door as he was about to set foot in it. He felt the hand on his arm.
Wait!
What?
I'm not really, I just,
Is she claustrophobic? Junpei was at something of a loss. What could she possibly be so frightened of? Jun was probably afraid of being locked up alone with a boy, or they could only go down. Okay, so I guess my theory about her being claustrophobic is way off. After a little thought, Junpei decided that she had to be nervous about being locked up in such a small space, alone with a boy.
Well, we will be all alone in here.
Junpei, are you really putting the moves on her? In a way, it was kind of cute. Very demure, you could say, he thought. Still, even though it was exactly roomy in the elevator, they were going to be pressured up against one another. They weren't going to be. What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm reading it like a fucking porno. What's wrong with me? At least they didn't have to be. Still, it was making her nervous. Junpei couldn't help but think how innocent she was.
Jumpy?
Huh? Oh, nothing. It's not important. Come on, let's go.
Again, he stepped toward the elevator. And again, he felt himself restrained.
I said wait a minute.
Why?
Aren't you afraid, Jumpy?
Afraid of what?
Well, I've never... You know.
Careless whisper starts playing.
It's your first time?
The first time going down an elevator with a boy? Never been in an elevator with a man. Holy shit, it is! Even so, she still seemed awfully alarmed.
I might... get wet.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
What?
Down there. I'd get soaking wet.
Well, I mean, of course you would. That's the way it works. I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting soaking wet somewhere else.
That's true.
Clearly she's worried about the elevator having a leak. Hey, Yoka-san, welcome in, dude. This is getting dirty.
You don't mind?
Mind what?
Getting wet.
How's it going?
Well,
It's going good, it's going good.
I don't know.
It's a Live2D night, you know, whip this thing out for people. Having fun with it.
I think I'd probably, like it.
Gosh, Jumpy. You're so brave.
Phrasing, yeah, phrasing, boom!
Really? I mean, I kind of think any guy would do the same thing, you know?
Uchikoshi knows how to write his games. Okay, I'm legitimately curious for the next game now, honestly.
What happens, right? I mean, if you get the chance, you've just got to go for it. That's what a man is supposed to do, I guess.
You're so cool, Jumpy. I really admire you.
That doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you ought to admire someone for.
I'm really scared.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you've never done it before.
What is it implying, you fucks?
So, I don't think I'll be able to last very long. And then it'll be... over.
Over?
Yes. I'll go to heaven.
What?
Heaven?
According to the Bible, premarital sex doesn't lead to heaven.
It feels kind of like you're floating in space, and your mind gets all fuzzy, like when you pass out. At least that's what I've heard from people who have experienced it.
Wait, are you talking about drowning?
Yes, I've heard that too. Although I don't think the same thing happens to guys.
What?
Huh?
But it would happen to men too, wouldn't it? It would happen to anyone. Once it gets into your body, the same thing happens to everyone.
Well, I mean, usually it doesn't go inside the man. I mean,
So
generally.
I'm assuming June pegs.
Yes, it does. Well, eventually it will. It's not like you really have a choice. Your body will force you to swallow some of it. Eventually.
Okay, and also June's the top.
What are you trying to do to me?
Nothing. I'm not going to do anything to you. I'm just saying that that's what happens. It's a psychological reaction to what you're experiencing.
Junpei, are you homophobic?
Oh, is that so?
It's only natural. It's what's natural for living beings. Perhaps he's been mistaken all these years. Had he misunderstood life so gravely? The thought terrified him. June seemed to be entirely oblivious to Junpei's mounting confusion and terror. I am so happy I'm going to this game blind.
Your lungs, but
Wait, whoa. June, wait. I know most men probably have larger lungs. God damn, she wants to tickle his tonsils.
even then, I don't think you could hold your breath for 20 or even 10 minutes. Eventually, you'd have to breathe, and then the water would get into your lungs. Once that happens, your body won't be able to get oxygen anymore. And you'll start to feel that floaty feeling as you pass out. Huh.
Oh.
Hmm?
Finally, Junpei understood. He understood what June was trying to say, and why she was so scared.
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't last very long.
See?
He was afraid that the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, the elevator could go any higher than the floors they were on. Whose voice actor is Chef Kiss? Oh yeah, no, for sure. He's killing it. He's killing it. Honestly, I think the entire cast is doing pretty good. Only one I'm not feeling is Clover, because she does not sound like a little girl. She sounds like a, she kind of sounds like a grandma to me. That meant, of course, the elevator could go any higher than the floor they were on. As he thought about it, Junpei realized he hadn't seen elevators A or B decks near the central staircase. All of which meant that the elevator could only convey them to the lower decks.
Come to think of it, the lower floor, D deck, is completely underwater. An elevator heading to a submerged floor. That is pretty scary.
I get a grandma voice from her.
Hey, wait a minute. This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right?
Well, yes, I guess it did. It didn't open right away after you pressed the button. There was a motor noise like it was moving, and then it opened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, take a look inside.
Junpei jerked his head towards the interior of the elevator.
It's not wet at all, is it? The walls and even the floor are totally dry.
Oh, you're right. They are.
She looked around the elevator, slightly embarrassed.
Well, let's test it.
Test it.
Yeah, watch this. Now, I'll just put one foot inside the elevator and look over at the buttons. Oh, there's only two. E and C. Alright, I'll push E.
He pushed the E button and jumped out of the elevator. The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down. I mean, I think I get what you mean. What some people say about the Get Smoke kid in P5. Some people say he's like a 70-year-old woman. I think I can hear it opening on E-Deck.
Okay,
Wait.
that's done. Now I'll just press the button again.
A few moments later, the elevator returned. I just feel like Clover's voice isn't really, like, fitting. That's just me. That's just me. Maybe it'll grow on me over time, but, like, you know, who knows? I don't.
Not a single drop of water to be seen. See?
Junpei couldn't resist puffing out his chest just a little bit. However, June, however, still looked confused.
What does that mean? How can E-Deck be safe if the D-Deck is full of water?
Well, here's what I think. The elevator shaft and E-Deck must be watertight and separated from wherever the ship's been punctured. Here, let me show you.
He pulled out his notebook and pen and sketched out a rough illustration.
I see. So is that why the ship hasn't sunk? The shape of the inside keeps it all from filling with water?
It could also be a buoyancy thing, too.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Junpei continued talking as he closed the notebook and slipped it back into his pocket.
So I'm gonna go down and check it out. You stay here, alright?
But...
Come on, just do it, alright?
He gave June's shoulder a reassuring squeeze, then hopped onto the elevator. He pushed the E button and then the door began to close. June looked worried, her eyes darting back and forth as if she was trying to make a decision. When suddenly...
I'm coming with you!
Huh?
At least the possible moment June dashed forward, turning sideways, and time slipped through the gap between the door closing.
Hey, wait!
Junpei jammed his fingers against the open button, but it was too late.
Oh, crap, it closed!
The door had shut. He and June were in the elevator and it was headed down to E-Deck. Wow. I'm joking. He was surprised by June that he didn't even have time to think about what awaited him on the E-Deck.
I can't just let you go alone, you know.
Can't... Oh, wait, I just read that.
Ah, jeez.
The elevator stopped and the door slid open. Ow! The tentatively stepped out and looked around.
Looks normal.
No fish going about their fishy business or jellyfish floating lazily through the water. There was, however, a blowfish, or at least something that looked very much like one. June's cheeks were puffed out and her mouth a tiny, intense frown.
Oh, knock it off. It's just like I thought. This part hasn't flooded. Come on, just look around. There's no water here.
June looked around nervously, then... exhaled.
You're right. It's not flooded at all.
See?
But there's a whole lot of water.
Yeah, right on top of us.
What's gonna happen if the ceiling breaks?
Junpei thought about that for a moment.
We'll probably get really wet up there.
Huh?
At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can, once we're done looking around down here. Lotus and Santa might already be back.
Okay, good idea.
Now then...
Junpei glanced around the room they found themselves in. The first thing he noticed was a set of thick iron bars. They ran the length of the room, separating the left elevator from the right one.
Iron bars. Well, we can't go over there.
I am going to take a quick bathroom break. Excuse me. Get the music ready. Excuse me, everybody. If you guys gotta get up and stretch, please do so. Give yourselves a nice, much-needed break. And I'm gonna do the same. I'll be right back. Mute, mute, mute. Where are you? Hello, I'm back. Wrong one. Ah. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. I'm back. So, for tonight's snack, I have two choices for myself. I got myself a white chocolate Kit Kat bar. Did you wash your hands? That's rude. That is super rude to ask that. I have one hand. Huh? No, I'm joking. Yeah, I did. I have way too much fun with this fucking concept. Zoom in a little bit. There you go. That looks much better, actually. What do you guys think? A little bit of a close-in, huh? Get to see this beautiful mall? Alright. Why does my eye keep blinking? Alright. But yeah. I got me a Kit Kat. And I'm legitimately curious to see how this thing looks like when it picks up when I'm eating food. So, I don't know, do you guys break your Kit Kats or you just bite into it? I used to break them off and eat them one by one. Now I just bite into it like a fucking burger. Tastes like cavities. I'm not closing my eyes when I eat. What the hell? Is this thing picking up my fucking eyes as my lip, as my mouth? Alright. Back to the game.
Right.
Then maybe...
Wait, I gotta pull this up so I can see redeems and stuff in real time. Okay.
Well...
He walked up to it and stuck his head around the corner.
It looks like there's a long straight hallway down this way.
Ooh, number 6.
Something's written on the door at the end. Wait, is that...
Let's check.
Junpei and June set off down the hallway at a brisk clip. What the fuck does clip mean? Before they found themselves in front of the door. On it was the number written in bright red paint, 6.
I knew it!
This is a numbered door.
And indeed, there was red bolted to the wall right next to it.
But we can't do anything with only the 2 of us.
We better head back and let everyone know.
Yes.
Junpei and June turned and headed back to C deck.
Wait, what's this?
On the way back, Junpei noticed a map on the wall.
Is this the map for E-Deck? I should take it with me.
Junpei, you got sticky fingers, my guy.
Huh. So
Sorry for munching.
So now we've located 2 new doors, the 6 door and the 1 door.
You know, it is interesting that E-Deck wasn't flooded.
I was quiet for a moment, lost in thought.
Well, we don't really know if all of E-Deck is safe. We only checked the area around the elevator.
Even so, it's still very interesting.
You said the 6th door was there, right?
Yes.
Then that means Zero planned all this out, even the sinking. That would have meant some pretty serious remodeling of the ship's interior.
That's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah. I wonder how long it took. I can't even imagine how much it must have cost.
It would have been a ton, that's for sure.
A ton or a few lifetimes.
Well, that does go along with what Ace was saying. The most reasonable explanation would be that this was done by some organization with access to a whole lot of cash.
Illuminati. Oh. My theory is Illuminati.
Yes, it does make sense.
That thought made them all go quiet for a moment. I can't say the shadow government because the shadow government hasn't been established in like was it like 2020, 2015. June bit her lip while Lotus sighed softly to herself. Santa cracked a stiff neck and stared off into the distance. At nothing.
Yeah?
I don't think it's a very good idea to stay here.
June looked up at Junpei with large pleading eyes.
Yeah, you're right. Ace and his team might be back already.
Well, Junpei and I should be able to open door 1.
Huh? You guys leaving me behind?
8 plus 6 plus 5 equals 19. 1 plus 9, 10. 1 plus 0, 1.
Just kidding. Alright, let's go.
I'm gonna be legitimately curious if I'm gonna learn how to do digital roots by the end of this game. Lotus's words were all impetus. They needed. Back to the large hospital room they went. God, that door opening noise is so strong. The moment they stepped inside, a tremendous voice echoed across the room.
Hey! Where the hell did you guys go?
It was 7.
7?
Ace? Oh no. Ace was right behind him, and Clover was behind Ace, though she seemed to be hanging back.
What's wrong?
It looked as though there was something strange about them. 7 had the look of a man who's seen a ghost. Ace was just pale, and Clover looked as though she was only moments from passing out entirely. For a long moment, they simply stood there, looking at one another. Junpei looked around nervously, waiting for someone else to speak. No one did. He looked at 7.
What happened?
What the hell kind of question is that?
7 was trying very hard to be angry, but something had shaken him hard. His shoulders were trembling, and his voice was strained.
Snake was...
Oh shit, did Snake die?
Snake is...
7 couldn't finish. Just looked away, and his face twisted by Junpei, wasn't sure what. Instead, Ace spoke. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and spoke.
Snake is... dead.
Okay, Zero is an ableist. He hates blind people.
He died, just as the 9th man did.
How? It was all as if all the air had suddenly been sucked out of the room. Junpei felt his heartbeat quicken, and he realized he was having trouble breathing. He could feel cold sweat beating on his forehead and neck. June, Santa, and Lotus looked the way he felt. All three were frozen in place.
Oh my god. That's not true, is it?
We should make sure.
Yeah, right. We should.
They nodded to one another, headed for the number 3 door.
Wait! Not that way.
What? Why not?
They stopped short and turned to look at 7. He was pointing at the door with no number.
I stuck a screwdriver in there to keep the door from closing all the way. It's not locked, so you can go in that way.
Where is,
The shower room. The left side of the hallway.
That's sad.
I put a broom in there too to keep the door open.
That means we can get in without going through the numbered door, right?
Yeah, that's right.
then let's go.
Their new destination's clear. Junpei and his companions headed for the door with no number. Once in the hallway, it was easy to spot the metal door on the left wall.
This wasn't open when we passed here before.
But now, just as 7 had said, there was a broomstick between the door and the frame, keeping it open.
Let's keep going.
It's just gonna be a splattered. It's gonna be a splattered mess.
Oh, it smells horrible.
Lotus wrinkled her nose, covered in her mouth in disgust. Did I turn my thing back on? I just want to double check that. Okay, yeah, my mic's still on. All right. Even Santa pinched his nose shut.
Ugh, yeah, this is pretty awful. I feel like I'm gonna puke.
It was just as bad as they said, perhaps worse. It was just as... Oh yeah, I just said that. A hideous smell filled the air. They could almost taste it. It was sour and smelled of fish, feces, and burnt meat. It worked its way through Junpei's nose and down his throat to pound against the entrance to his stomach. Irk put his hands over his mouth and struggled to keep what little was in his stomach where it belonged.
Where is he? Where's Snake?
They didn't have to wonder where the body was.
There.
There was blood everywhere. A few arms of the splattered reached toward them. They walked in through the door. All had one to do was follow many radio arms to their source. The body itself was hidden by a divider.
You should stay here.
But
Please, just do me a favor, okay? Alright?
He didn't give her a chance to say no. He put his hand on her shoulder as if to shove her into the ground like a temple. Turned and walked toward the end of the divider.
I'm going in.
It felt like it took an eternity for him to get there. How much time are they wasting confirming this? Tinted Lotus followed, timid and nervous as a pair of children. Eventually they reached the divider. They looked at one another, nodded slowly. Junpei put his hands on the divider and peered around the corner. For a moment he forgot to breathe. He felt his heart collapse in his chest like an empty cigarette carton, and time froze. He knew in that instant that he would take the image before him to the grave. That's what's left of the body, sat in the sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in blood like tiny islands in a great Red Sea. The vast ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained, his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. How the hell did he get through the door by himself, though? Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and become stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat and left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried.
Just like he said.
And his voice was strained. Junpei suspected he was holding down some vomit of his own.
Just like the ninth man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
It's definitely an open fracture.
His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing painfully white bone of his ulna. Ulna? His voice lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall, hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
Oh, the face. It's horrible.
Yeah, can't even tell who it is.
Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They're all familiar to Junpei.
No mistake about it. It's Snake.
Well, Snake. Lotus's voice was unnaturally deep and strained, and Junpei heard it catch in her throat. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. How many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time it put him on edge. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. It was Clover. Hey Clover, hey, at least, you'll get more presents on Christmas this year. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head drooping listlessly onto her chest. Her eyes were blank and started across the room at nothing. Her breathing was slow and mechanical. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Yeah, you're gonna need therapy for the rest of your life, girl. Junpei felt as if even a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces.
Snake was probably murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the ninth man was.
Seven lowered his voice likely in an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had to say. There were 4 other people in the room with Junpei and Seven. Ace, Santa, June, and Lotus. Seven looked at each one of them, turned and continued.
It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it. First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door 3. Then they shoved him into it, alone, and waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake. But he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. It was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose.
That is so fucked up.
Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator is only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. Snake was the only one who went through the door. And then, 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened.
I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. It wouldn't open for Snake and a single killer.
Yeah. That means we're looking at multiple perps here.
Well, we know it's not Junpei and June. Junpei crossed his arms and grunted.
Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed?
When we all split up to look for the parts for the Reds, I think. Right after that was when we noticed he was gone.
Then that means none of us have alibis. We were all off searching the rooms we'd been assigned, looking for those parts.
Yeah. That means anybody could be a killer.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
June seemed shocked.
How can you say that so casually? You're implying that one of us is a killer.
Well, not just one of us. If I'm right, then at least 2 of us are murderers.
Why don't you calm down a bit, Seven? What are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know?
What Zero wants?
Exactly. This game was set up by Zero, wasn't it? Any game has a winner and loser. Whoever makes it through door 9 is a winner, and those who don't are the losers. Zero is trying to make us fight against one another for that victory.
Then you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up by making us fight each other?
Yes. That is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion.
If Lotus turns out to be one of the freaking people who was able to open that door in a digital route, I'm gonna assume she's one of the killers because she's the most sus out of all of them.
We have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship. Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations.
Then does that mean that the person who killed Snake...
Yes. Almost certainly Zero himself. If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us. Doesn't it seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well?
Good question.
We hadn't really considered
If
that.
Zero killed Snake, then Zero is on the ship with us.
Was Zero still on the ship with them? Junpei wasn't sure. Junpei wasn't sure, of course. No, because it's gonna cause. If I say of course, it's gonna cause everyone to rift. He wasn't sure.
Something's still strange.
What was that?
Well, I'm just wondering about one thing.
And what's that?
How can you be so sure that Zero's on this ship?
Ace's eyebrow shot up.
Really, Junpei? I confess I'm a little disappointed. Usually you're rather sharp.
But I'm the one behind the controls.
Isn't it obvious?
Wait, it is?
This ship.
Huh?
Zero said, "this ship," several times when he addressed us. If he weren't here, he wouldn't say "this ship," would he? He'd be saying something like, "that ship," or "the ship."
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But he's a killer. He could be lying. Ace's explanation made perfect sense. Junpei felt a little foolish that he hadn't seen it himself. Still, he was left with a question, and it was one of no small importance.
If Zero's on the ship, where is he?
Suddenly, everyone went very quiet. silence was cold and clammy, and Junpei could feel it crawling across his back around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting, moaning noise. And a moment later, a person who looked more ghost than human appeared. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was cold, monotone.
I think Zero is one of us.
Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But who? Was he one of them?
Well, that's possible.
Huh?
Like Clover said, Zero might be one of us.
What are you saying, Jumpy? Didn't you hear what Ace said?
Exactly. I said we shouldn't suspect one another for no reason.
No reason. I've got a great reason. And what's that?
The bracelets.
He held out his left arm.
Why are the bombs in our bodies connected to the bracelets? You're all thinking Zero's hiding somewhere watching us, right? If he's doing that, then he could just detonate the bombs by remote control if someone did something they weren't supposed to. It would be a lot more precise and a lot easier. But if that's the case, then why is the bomb set off by the detonator in the bracelet?
Huh. You got a point.
I'm not done. Try applying the same ideas to the Nonary game. All of the puzzles here run all by themselves. In other words, Zero doesn't have to be controlling them for the game to move forward. Why's that? Why would Zero bother to do something like that?
Junpei let the question hang in the air and looked at the others. It was Santa who answered.
So let's say you and Clover are right. Zero's one of us.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, then it'd be really hard for him to keep track of all of us or control anything remotely. That's why all the puzzles run by themselves. That's what you're getting at, right?
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
7, when we were talking earlier, you said any one of us could be Snake's killer, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Alright then. I've got a question for you, Ace. You said something like Zero must be the one who killed Snake, right?
Yes, something like that. I can't think of any other explanation.
So what do we get if we combine those? They fit together pretty well, I think. Something like this. Whoever killed Snake is Zero. Hence, Zero is one of us. 7 and Ace's theories aren't mutually exclusive. They actually complement each other pretty well. At least they do if Zero is one of us.
No one spoke. Faces were grim, but Junpei wasn't sure if they believed him or not. Finally, Lotus spoke up.
What were his motives?
His motives?
Yes, isn't that pretty important?
He's just a bored rich guy. That's my question. That's my guess.
Why would Zero want to hide as one of us?
Oh, well, that's because...
Junpei choked. He had thought of that, and he had to be honest with himself. He had no idea.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed.
So much for making a persuasive argument, Junpei.
In other words, you only had circumstantial evidence.
I don't really think that's enough to go on, you know?
Junpei was painfully aware of their eyes on him, and their disapproval. He tried to find something else, anything to look at. Then, in that horrible silence, there it is! They heard a bell begin to ring. It was the clock at the central staircase.
It's 3 in the morning.
That means we have 3 hours left.
Jesus.
Then we need to move now. 7, Clover, Junpei. I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now it's important we trust one another, don't you?
You're right, but...
He couldn't bring himself to respond. He swallowed the words he wanted to say and sighed. 7 and Clover remained similarly silent. Their eyes were looking at something somewhere else.
We must go.
Very
We have
far
very
away.
little time left.
Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew they were going.
Our next destination is Mercury.
Planet!
But maybe you and June should check it out first and then report back to us.
All right, let's go, June.
Right. Here it is.
It said bolted on the wall near the stairs that led to the casino and kitchen between the two elevators.
The Mercury card reader.
We're using the card 7 gave us, right?
Yeah.
Ah, poor fucking Snake, man. I feel so bad for that guy.
I found it when we were checking out the shower room.
I think 7 said something like that. Anyway, let's see what happens.
Wait, so did Snake solve that room by himself before he died? Junpei slipped the card through the reader. The light on the reader turned green and made a tiny electronic noise.
I guess the elevator works now.
Jumpy, I know it's only the two of us, but let's do our best.
What's with you all of a sudden?
Well, I'm happy we were put together.
You know it's just for searching EDEC, right?
Even so, I'm glad I'm with you.
Aww.
Oh. First, we need
She
to
killed
find out
Snake,
if that
didn't she?
comes up full of water.
Just like we did before.
Game was like Snake too good, too strong to nerf him. Yeah, that's a strong ass nerf, Mike.
Oh, here it is.
I knew it. It's not wet at all.
Oh, June and your wet comments.
Let's go.
Yes.
Once it had been checked for water, Junpei and June stepped into the elevator.
Look! Nearly all of the buttons are destroyed.
Yeah, only the C and bottom button can be pushed.
We're on C deck right now, so the only one we can choose is bottom.
Yeah. Well, let's try it out.
When Junpei hit the bottom button, the door closed. The door closed slowly, they began to move downward.
So this is the bottom deck.
They stepped off and saw the hallway to their right, ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end. But not a regular dead end.
Over there.
A two-door.
This is a numbered door.
This is the 8th one we found. There were 2 numbered doors on B deck near the central staircase. They were doors 4 and 5. 3 more in the large hospital room. Doors 3, 7, and 8.
And the door we found on E deck, and the door Lotus and Santa found on A deck. It was a 6 on the door on E deck, and a 1 on the door on A deck.
4, 5, 3, 7, 8, 6, 1. And now door 2. I stood in front of Junpei.
That means
Do you think the next door we find?
It has to be the exit.
yeah, I think so. The next one's gonna be door 9.
By himself, Junpei felt excited. There was something about the excitement that frightened him as well.
Finally!
Yeah,
You don't look very happy about it, though.
it's not that. I just hope nothing goes wrong.
You're right. We should keep our fingers crossed.
Let's head back.
Okay.
He did his best to put it in front of his mind and headed back to C deck with June.
One, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Pieces of paper they folded up laid up on the ground to Junpei's legs. Everyone had written on paper pulled from Junpei's notebook in an effort to pull together a blind vote.
Just double checking, but everyone wrote their code name and a door number they want, right?
Yes, just like you told us earlier.
Can't believe we're voting here.
Well, it's democracy. Diplomacy is needed. Why had they decided to vote that way?
We need to make the whole thing fair, blah-de-blah. This is a complicated plan, you know. Hurry it up, Mr. I have a brilliant idea.
They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. That would allow people to force others to go through certain doors.
Yeah, quiet quiet in the peanut gallery.
And he had a plan. It wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of, however, so he did his best to act calm as he began to open and read the pieces of paper.
Alright, let's open these up. The first one says, Ace requests door 1.
Yes, I do. Would you like me to explain why?
Please!
No, we don't have time for that. Sorry. Let's keep going.
He opened the second one.
Next is Santa. He wants door 6.
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
They continued with the third and fourth and fifth pieces of the paper.
Clover wants 1, Lotus wants 2, and 7 also wants 2.
Wait a minute. There is no way I'm going anywhere with the Elephant Man.
Oh, that's fucked up!
No, there'd be no point to the voting if we let people change their choices because of stuff like that.
But,
Just give it up, Lotus. It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma.
Whoa!
I am not an exhibitionist. I'm wearing clothes.
Barely.
So, last I checked, that's not a crime.
Maybe. But what about common decency? Nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin.
Holy fuck, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you!
Lotus' hair flared out like the mane of an angry lion, and she roared with a voice that shook the walls.
Let go! Let go of me! I'm killing him!
With some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her.
Junpei, read the rest.
Right.
Junpei tore his eyes away and looked down at the sixth piece of paper. He opened it.
June wants door 6.
Yes, I don't really have a reason. I just felt like it.
Why the grandma part though? 7? What's up, bro? Yeah. He did some quick calculations in his head.
So this was everyone's vote. Ace and Clover requested door 1.
This was the door on A deck near the central staircase.
7 and Lotus requested door 2. Santa and June requested door 6.
This was the door on E deck and could be reached by taking the elevator near the central staircase.
The door I should choose is...
It took him less than a second to run the numbers. He opened the 7th piece of paper and spoke.
Okay, the last one is mine. I want to go through...
You know what? Let's stick with June.
I want to go through...
Oh, I should have saved! I want to go through this. Junpei flipped open the piece of paper. It read, Junpei door 6. Of course it did. He'd written it after all.
That's a problem.
June spoke barely above a whisper, but they all knew what she said.
These teams will be able to go through the doors they want.
Clover and I chose door 1.
Lotus and I chose door 2.
That's not enough people to open a numbered door, however.
The digital routes don't match up either.
We've got similar problems. Junpei and I want to go through door 6. But our digital route is 5. If we're gonna open that door, we need a 1.
Damn, what are we gonna do now?
What are we going to do?
Junpei crossed his arms and did his best to put his thoughts in order. The others followed suit, but with little result. Eventually, Clover broke the silence.
Why don't 7 and Lotus go through door 1 with me?
Her face was cold and flat, as was her voice, but her logic still was sound. 7 and Lotus looked at each other. 7 plus 8 plus 4 equals 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. Yeah, well, math adds up. The first problem resolved, Ace spoke up.
What about me?
Isn't that obvious? Wasn't one of the teams just complaining that they didn't have a 1?
You mean I should join Santa's team?
Yes.
Clover nodded, her face still cold and emotionless. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl only a few hours before. No one seemed ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable, given the horrible situation in which she found herself, but even so...
Huh. I understand. I'll go through door 6 then. If we do as Clover has suggested, we can all pass through a numbered door and no one will be left behind. This seems to be the most reasonable solution.
Yep.
7. Lotus. What do you guys think?
I don't have a problem with it.
Me either.
Alright then. We're good to go.
See you later.
Oh, poor Clover. Feel bad. I'd feel so bad for her.
Don't move on your own.
Oh, I'll be going too then.
Yeah. Be careful.
We should get going as well.
Man, Ace does never get what he wants. Except for leaving himself behind. At last, Junpei and the others had managed to separate themselves into 2 teams. Clover, 7, and Lotus headed to A deck where the one was near the main staircase. Junpei, June, Ace, and Santa, however, took the elevator to E deck. Not gonna lie, my voice is starting to hurt, so I'm gonna pause. Once we get to the next puzzle, I'm gonna stop streaming there.
This is E deck.
There should be a door at the end of the hall.
Alright, let's go.
Santa's word jolted them to action, and they stepped out of the elevator into a long, straight hallway. Before long, they arrived in front of door 6.
Here it is.
Oh, thank you for the
Guys
slime
ready?
pets. The maniac.
Yeah. Then let's get to it.
One by one, they put their palms over the red. With a soft electronic noise, it authenticated each of them. The door opened, and all at once 4 of them leapt through it.
Hey! I found it! It's right there!
Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door. They'd entered through. They gathered around and quickly, hurriedly placed their palms on it and authenticated for authentication one by one.
It stopped.
Yes, it stopped.
The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest like a frantic thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat.
Whew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
You got that right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a nice long vacation.
I agree.
That the doom and gloom from before was done, and the mood turned somewhat lighter.
Alright, let's go.
With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door.
This door looks heavy.
But it's not locked. I'm opening it.
He took hold of the bar that served as a doorknob and it shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. None of the accents of the wood or tile he'd seen in the rest of the ship room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
That's June's line. That's Junpei's line. Santa got a few words before awe stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps.
This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling is pretty high, too.
Huh. Could be 2 stories.
Maybe even more.
This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship.
What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle?
June pointed to the massive building in the center.
Kamaboko? Well, I guess that's as good of a description of it as any.
Junpei and the others were standing on the scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk. Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
I see stairs, so we may as well head over to them.
Yeah, but this section's barely wide enough to fit one person.
You're right.
Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way eventually to the floor beneath them.
Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close.
Let's check out the other side, too.
They moved around toward the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up.
This looks to be the steam engine room.
The steam engine room?
Yes, that thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is the boiler. Do you see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam, the same thing that drives a steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger.
I see.
It doesn't appear to be running right now.
The entire room was as silent as the grave.
Alright, let's split up.
Then all of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned, just in time to see June collapse to her knees.
Hey!
Whoa!
What's wrong? Are you alright?
Good shot. He dashed toward her, wrapped his arms around her and shoulders to steady her.
Hey, June!
It was then he noticed.
Jumpy.
Oh, you're really warm. Is your fever coming back?
Yes. Yes. It probably is. But I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me. I just need to rest. And I'll be fine.
Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did.
Okay. Here, sit down. Careful.
Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall as she no longer had the strength to support it and drew a ragged breath.
Thank you.
Her eyes were empty, as if she was having trouble focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist and clench tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn.
Ace, Santa.
Yes.
Right.
They might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
Right. Let's get started. Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon.
He managed a small nod before leaning back to her to rest her head on the wall. Alright. We will seek a way out on Wednesday. I'm gonna end stream here. Thank everybody for showing up. Thank you for re-upping your sub, chat. Appreciate it. Not needed, but it's always appreciated, man. I hope to see everybody on Wednesday for the continuation of 999. We are going to save here. Gonna find a friend to raid or mute. Let's see who is live right now. I'm gonna send you guys to tonight. Oh, you know what? Jay still. Oh, wait, no. I haven't raided. You know, I haven't raided Jay in a long time. Let's send you guys to him. Alright, oh yeah, my friend Kite's with him too. Alright, so we are going to be raiding Jay Dako then. Dad Cephalopod loves you all, blah blah blah, good dude. I don't know how to say his thing well, but he can do it when you guys get there. You all have a good night, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Always playing Played Out with Kite, hell yeah. Alright. Raid is going through, you guys have a good night, see you Wednesday. Oh, Friday's gonna be a fun stream. As the raid goes through, Bye!
Yeah, go ahead, buy one. Huh? Cyber rating with a party of 6. Wait, have I been streaming so long that you got to be in my that you got to watch my stream and then have your own stream?
Yeah.
We've been doing this for almost 5 hours. Time flies when you're having fun.
That it does.
Time flies when you're
Temple
optimizing
of Paul,
things.
Dad, friend Dream Eater, I'm proud of you. Here, my friend Kite.
Hi.